Hello? I don't know when I can, in fact, actually start talking, so I'm just going to talk. And at some point, someone will acknowledge that I exist, and that will give me the validation that I seek in the world. Uh, let's see. Hello? Uh, da, 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 da. I exist on YouTube. Ha. Well, existing on YouTube is almost as validating as existing on Twitch. I've got to say, like, at least 3/4 is validating. Um, so I exist somewhere. That is a that is all someone can really ask for in this life, right? Is to exist on some digital streaming service. One of the greatest given digits in the history of Sudoku. Yeah, I was thinking that. And remember, this is a slow thermo. It's in the title of the puzzle and everything. I'm getting claps. That must mean they love me. They must really love me. I exist on Twitch now as well. Woohoo! So hello everyone. I'm zetamath. If you do not know me, uh, I was told by Paulfly earlier that earlier in this 24-hour stream, some puzzles were set according to, I believe, randomized prompts. And so I'm going to solve 3 of those puzzles. I'm told they are in the 2-star-ish range. They should hopefully not be too bad because they were set in the span of an hour. So if we get stuck on them, we will feel bad. However, some of the setters might be here, and I believe at least Paulfly has solved all of them. Oh, not randomized, chosen by the players. I see. So it wasn't like 5-cell Renbon in a random cell. I see. Was it like whoever gets unique first wins or something like that? I don't actually know exactly what happened, but Paulfly tricked me into agreeing to do this by saying that there was a Renbon in the puzzle. So that is how it will go. By the way, I should mention in my completely shameless self-promotion, I do this on YouTube every week at about this time. So the so if you would like, youtube.com/zetamath does puzzles. If you'd like to subscribe, we do this here. So let's have a look at this puzzle. So this is the Pedaling Pianist one, which seems to have a slow thermo. However, this being a slow thermo seems to be a regular thermo. Well, I do it once a week. Triss also does it once per week, and he is, if anything, even cooler than I am. So, you know, even more reason to subscribe, really. Okay, so this black dot seems to be 3-6. I should probably let Zach dance about like the 2. Do you think the 2 dance is the appropriate one, or do you feel like it should be like should Zach dance for the given 1 in the bulb of the thermo? It's not quite clear. Uh, hmm, What do you think, Zach? Uh, Zach is feeling the 5 dance, so I'll let Zach do the 5 dance because that is his favorite. Boop boop doop. Woo. Boop boop doop. Wah. Boop boop doop. Wah. Ba-doop boo-doop ba-doop boo-doop 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 wah. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. The digit dancing penguin, if you have not met him before. Okay, let's see. So these are the remaining digits. By the way, these outside clues are numbered rooms clues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea, but anyway, none of these digits are 1 because these are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And thank you to the magic of this box. We now actually know that either the 4th or the 6th is 1. Sven conveniently knows about the diagonal constraint. So one of these 2 is a 1. So that's not a 1. That's certainly not a 1. Are we dropping frames? No. Not according to this anyway. Is this a between line? This is a between line. Okay, so I have also been told by a reliable cat that you can't put 1 or 9 on a between line part of the way through. So this is a 2 or 8. Oh, this is a length 3 arrow. So it probably doesn't sum to 1 or 2. I'm also prepared to say that. So this digit's not 8. Okay, that's very cute. That's very, very cute. Because if this was an 8, that would be a 9, and this would be a nothing, because of the combination of how all of that works. So this is, in fact, a 2. Oh, wait, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. That could be the 9. Never mind, sorry. It was all a lie, because that could be the 9. The worst. Ruining my beautiful deductions. This can't be a 7, because these would sum to too much. D-Web was also trying to make that mistake. Excellent. Howdy doodly do. Excellent, excellent. We always need more Red Dwarf references in our Sudoku streams. Let's see. Well, I see that that's not a 1. Let's see. Where could this 1 possibly go? Let's see. So, this can't be a 1 because it would put a 7 here. I see that. So I'll enter a random additional digit. Okay. 2 looks fine as far as I can tell. 3 doesn't work because it would put a second low digit in these 3 cells on this entropic line. 4 looks fine. 5 doesn't work because it would put a 1 on a between line. 6 doesn't work because there's a 6 down here. 7 doesn't work because there's a 7 down here. And 8 and 9 are just already marked as not being able to be 1. In fact, actually, I seem to have placed this 1 by accident in the process. Yeah, Red Dwarf is amazing. I was going to say Tall Cat is amazing, which is also true. Tall Cat is amazing. Although I would not want to have to choose between Tall Cat and Red Dwarf. That would be a difficult choice, but what can you do? Okay, so that's not a 1. I used to have a box set of all the seasons, but then I got rid of them because streaming happened, but now streaming is kind of horrible, and I wish I had my box sets back. The box 2 corner mark. Seems to... Oh, yeah, right. The 4 doesn't work because one of these 2 is 1 we already know, so this can't be a 4 because that would be too many 1s in box 2. Red Dwarf is a sci-fi comedy show from, I don't know, the 1960s or something? A long time ago, but it is hilarious. And basically every pair of seasons is sort of a different show almost. So like the people who are fans, are you 1 and 2 fans, 3 and 4 fans, 5 and 6 fans, or the like 80 million years later seasons? Okay, so this is a 2. So that's a 1. That's the short version. Okay, so that's not a 2. So this is a 2. Which means which means that that's a 1. 1 to 6. I see. Yeah, I'm definitely a pretty hardcore 1 and 2 fan. I like the others, but I think the for the first several seasons, it's like literally one guy who is stuck alone in space and no one else. These are 3, 4, 5 because this is a Renbon, you see. That's going to put some pressure on this because this is at least 3, so that can't be as high as 6. These sum to at least 6, so this has got to be 1, 2, or a 3, and it's not a 2. Let's see. It is true, but I can't watch my own stream. I guess I could watch my own streams as my primary form of entertainment. Oh, that's right. I was never going to find this. If you had not pointed it out, you were completely correct. Indexing from Zeta, that's just not going to happen. Okay, this isn't 3 or 5. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 3 doesn't work because it would push this up. So this is actually a 1. Uh, one of these has to be a 5, right? There's no way this is a 4 just by parity. This needs to... Oh, no, sorry. This could be a 4 if the sum is 8. Never mind. Sorry. I don't know how I think I'm doing parity on an arrow that I know sums to either an even digit or an odd digit, but here we are. Okay, that seems to be a high digit, so this seems to be a middly digit. It seems not to be a 4 at the very least. Let's see. I do see that this digit is not 3, because if this digit was 3, it would make this add to 10, which is too many. So that's a 5, making that a 3. Oops. Oh, should we put a random 1 on the negative diagonal? It's probably a good idea, because we probably need a 1 somewhere, and that 1 can only go here. Let's see. Okay, so these digits, just to fill in so we can stop thinking about the diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still need a 6, an 8, and a 9. One of these two is 6. Sure. That one can be 9, in fact. It would not break this numbered rooms clue as far as I can currently see. Yeah, now the arrow is maxed at 8, so we've got to do 8 and 9. And 4. These aren't 8 anymore. That's not 4 anymore. So that is 4, fun fact. Why would there be a 1, 9 between line? Also, this is a 3 because of the Renbon, which makes that a 5. Let's see. Although I did do a between line puzzle the other day for the Invitation to Puzzle series where almost every between line worked out to be 1, 9. So I guess the point is that there's a 9 in one of these cells, and it's not there. And if there's a 9 in these cells, that means there's an 8 on here, which I imagine would have been a cool step if I'd have done it in the other order. Yeah, I should have done this in the other order. That would have been way cooler. We should pretend I did that instead of doing it in this way, because like all the way before doing this stuff with the arrow, I could have said, well, I'm not putting the 9 on the between line, so it goes on the entropic line, so therefore there's an 8 on the between line, so one of the two things needs to be a 9, and so that flips the 8 and the 9. That would have been much, much, much cooler. I do agree that 2 is the only available digit, and even we know where it goes. So this is a 4, 5, 6. Oh, and right, I should probably continue down this this business with the numbers. So this is also a 7, 8. Can't be 9 just because of Sudoku. 6 means that this is also a 6. Makes that 7 and 6. Makes this 2 or 3, except we've just made that a 3. So now that's a 2. Okay, this is a 2 or 3. I don't think I know which one yet. Okay, there we go. This was a pedaling pianist. I mean, I think this is a pedaling pianist, I believe. Although whether I said it or not, I'm not 100% sure because I'm terrible at remembering to say setter names. Let's see. I was going to try and play 6 in box 5 by Sudoku, but there was a problem with it. Let's see. There's certainly a 1 in one of these, but I don't think I know this isn't 1, 2, 3. Nicholas has spotted that there's a numbered rooms clue, which is very helpful, so that's a 5. Okay, so these are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's not 4, 5. Oh, actually, none of them are 5 because I put the 5 over there. But we just recreationally added a 5 so we could feel good about removing it as a candidate. That counts as progress, right? Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's very clever. Yeah, there is a 1-2 pair hidden down in this box. Because if you ask where 1 and 2 go, they actually have to go in here. And so this has to be the 2, because if it were the 1, I'd have a renbon that had a 1 but not a 2, which is a problem for renbons of length strictly greater than 1. So we actually get that all in. That's a 1 just for the row. These are 5 and 6, and we actually know they go in that order. Let's see. There's a 2 and a 3 in here somewhere, but I don't think I quite know enough about it. Is Stu in chat? Is Stu the pedaling pianist? Are they the same person? I don't know all of these secret names, I'm afraid. Okay, this is a 5-6 hidden pair, and it's actually even better than a 5-6 hidden pair. This is a 5 and a 6 that are placed. If we look over here, let's see. What's left in this column? We still need a 9 and an 8, actually. These, we need an 8, a 9, and a 7, I think. See, 3 in box 4. You are indeed Stu. Excellent, excellent. Stu is somehow a less intimidating setter name than Pedaling Pianist. Let's see. I can't quite do that. Can't quite do that. No need to apologize. I slowly internalize names. I'm just not good at internalizing names. Oh, let's see. Nicholas points out that that digit is a 4. That digit is a 2. This is my other 7, 8, 9 for the row. And it seems not to be a 7, actually, which is, I'd say potentially useful, except it's not. But now these are a 2, 3 pair, and I know the order. So that's a 3, and that's a 2. So these are a 2, 3 pair now, and I know the order by that. Thank you for showcasing the cooler logic between the line. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the fact that you set this in the span of an hour is quite impressive. Let's see, that is a 9, an 8, a 7, a 9, a 7, an 8, an 8, a 9, a 7, an 8. That is a 9. Let's see. These are 4, 7, and 9 in an undisclosed order. Oh, apparently we know where the 9 is, though. That's something. Oh, and apparently we know where the 5 is up here. Let's see. What about these? One of these is a 5 as well. It seems to be that one. That is an 8. This is a 4 or a 7. That's not a 4. So that will do those. Let's see. 3. Okay, so these are 4, 6, and 8. We probably know the order. These are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 8. The slow thermo is a very important part of the puzzle. Very nice. I did really like the way that the entropic line interacted with the between line interacted with the arrow, even if we sort of cheated and did it the wrong way around. But there was very neat stuff going on there. Let's see. Okay, so there are 3 of these, which I think all have the same combination of things. Oh, right. This was like, I think I was told this was a test stream for the thing. So we're gonna do another puzzle with the same almost mechanics, except now apparently there's also quadruples. Uh, okay. This black dot is definitely a black dot. There's a 1 and a 9 in here. The 1 could, in fact, actually go there. I do know that this cell specifically is not a 5 because of the whose was it? We actually get 2 diagonals this time. Is there any way this is a 5? I don't think so. No, there's 4 digits up here. If this were a 5, that would not function because I'd need either 4 digits bigger or 4 digits smaller, neither of which is possible. So actually, this isn't a 5 because it sees every cell of a 5-cell Renban. That's not a 5 because of that. So one of these is a 5 like that for whatever that is. I don't think we're doing links today, AFK, because I think we're supposed to have the link to the Twitch stream as part of our Who's a What's It, and you can only have one thing pinned, but I don't know. Apparently Tristan is willing to try to figure it out. Okay, so one of those is a 5, which I sure thought was going to be useful. I guess it does interact with this, because now that can't be 7, 8, or 9. And it can't be 1 either, because there's a given 1, and I'll let you figure out another proof of that as well. So this is either 2, 3, 4, or 6. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is standard rules. Yeah, this was a setting challenge or something from as part of the Who's a What's It, part of the Sudoku Con extravaganza thing, and it was suggested I do these because they're about 15 minutes apiece, so I am doing 3 of them that have the same sort of collection. Although, interestingly, each setter, if you look at it, shows differently how to express the rules. You could say that Chinstrap's way of expressing the rules is arguably the most elegant. Let's see. We know there's a 1 over there. The outside clues are numbered rooms. It is a good thing we did this one second, or we would not be able to guess what the outside clues were. Okay, so this can't actually be 9. I guess I was about to prove that this couldn't be 9 using numbered rooms, but I realized I could also prove it's not 9 because it's an arrow. Let's see. What am I doing here? I certainly know. Yeah, I only get 1, 7, 8, 9 here. I could get as many as I wanted here as long as one of those is a 9. Okay, there's no 1 in these 3 cells and no 3 in these 3 cells. Okay, so over here on this entropic line, the low digit in these 3 cells must be a 2. And so it's in one of those 2 cells because the 1 and 3 are off it. So that digit's not a 2 either. So now it's a 3, 4, or 6. And in fact, actually, I know there is a 3 in these 3 cells, regardless of where the numbered room is, because I need a low and it's not the 1 and it's not the 2, so it's definitely the 3. It feels like I'm supposed to be interrogating this cell, but I'm not quite there. know this is at least 3. That's not like very exciting. It's not 5 either. Let's see. Yeah, I think the entropic lines are crossing, not intersecting. This feels like it could be a lot of numbers. I know something about 5s on here. This feels like this is supposed to be restrictive. Tristan? Oh, I don't think Tristan was actually knocking on the door. It just sounded like Tristan was knocking on the door. Yeah, like, I mean, I know, like, these aren't 5, but I've already said that. Like, trying to think about where 1 and 9 are in row 1 keeps appealing to me because they're not in this box, but it's not actually useful, I don't think. Oh, no, I do know. Okay, yeah, the Todd gets it exactly as I do, right. These aren't 1 and 9, and these aren't 1 and 9 either. So actually the 1 and 9 are over here. There we go. So those are a 1-9 pair, which means that's not a 3 because we need a low, a medium, and a high. Okay, that's very cool. I just did not appreciate the, like, yeah, that quadruple plus that. So now one of these two is a 5. And now this is a 4 or a 6 because it's medium and it's not a 5. Okay, so we know the 5 is in exactly one of these two spots for this Renbon. I think, yeah, 3, 7, 8. And so this is 5 or 6 because the 4 is over here. And then if I count 1, 2, 3, this is 4, 5, or 6 as well. Okay. Annoyingly, that could be 1. But if that's not 1, then this is low and it's a 2. Long stream indeed. Having done a 24-hour stream before, I can attest that they do go on a ways. Someday, maybe I'll do it again. Who knows? Okay, I guess I could write in where this can possibly go because we now know. I think this can be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but I think that's it because it can't go in any of these other spots. Now, oh, it can't be 3 is a good point because that would make that 1, which would break this quad. That is the plan, Ratbanks, is to sort of do this for 2 hours on the Twitch stream and then do the rest on YouTube so that the assorted cats and other folks can sleep. I'm supposed to be asking like where this digit goes in box 1. That doesn't feel. Let's see. This digit I know goes on the Renbon over here for whatever that's worth. Am I supposed to ask if this can really be extreme somehow? I don't quite see how I'm getting this. Uh, we know Paul Fly solved this in 12 minutes. I think that is what we know. Oh no, sorry. Paul Fly solved this one in 35 minutes. Now, I guess it depends on whether or not we consider Paul Fly human, but I definitely do. Uh, uh, let's see. A bold assumption. Well, I have at least seen a very convincing Paul Fly doppelganger in person before. Uh, let's see. I know there's a 1 in one of those cells. I know this digit isn't low. Oh, okay. So that's disgusting and kind of cool. This digit's not 2 because we know one of those two is 2, which means the 2 in this box is actually corner markable in one of these two cells, uh, which must be useful. Uh, the 2 going there, of course, requires a 1 in one of these places. Uh, yeah, how many 3s and corners were required as part of the setting? Can we use that as part of our thing? Let's see. Uh, Josh says this isn't a 1. Uh, I don't think I see why. Ah, right. Okay, yeah. So I now understand. Malrog saw the same point Nicholas did, but now I understand it because this digit goes in. I said one of these two cells, but then the extension of that Malrog and Malrog and Nicholas saw is that this digit goes up here. So this is definitely a 1-9 or a 4-6. Do we want to color? Laura suggesting coloring this. Okay, so this one is. These are the mids. We'll give them the MIDI color, and then we'll make this purple. And then we'll make this green, just to visualize this. Yeah, if this were 4, uh-oh, did I screw something up? Purple. Oh, yeah, somehow this, I who knows? Okay, so it's supposed to go purple, green, yellow, purple, green, yellow, purple, green, yellow, purple, green, yellow. So we know one of these two is mid. So yeah, if this were 4 or 6, it would have to be the case that these were like 5, 6, 7, 8, or 2, 3, 4, 5, in order for this to even possibly work. I'm trying to see if stuff like this being 2, 1 would do weird stuff to purple and that kind of thing. Uh, let's see. See, so purple cannot be low. Okay, I'm trying to decipher this. So, top right corner has 2 green. Oh, sorry, no, that was before. Uh, purple isn't low. Conclusion of what is strictly that purple isn't low? I haven't. Uh, row 4, column 7 isn't 1. Right, right, right. Okay, yes, there we go. Okay, I see now. Okay, yes. So, yes. So this digit's definitely not 1. So the 1's definitely over down here. Because if this digit was 1, that digit would be 9, which is not going to work. But now this digit's also not 2 and it's not 3 by the quads. So this is not low. So that can't be 1, I guess is the other way to say it. So yeah, so purple is high. There we go. Okay. So green is low. Okay, so we can do this isn't 3. That is 3. Oh, right. We get a digidance for that. Boop, boop, ba-doop. Woo! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wah! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wee! Ba-doop, boo-doop, 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 boop, boo-doop, boo. Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. That was a very cute use of this. This is like it was very unclear how this was possibly going to get used, but it makes sense now and is very cute. Okay, so that's a 7-8. This is a 1-2-3. This is a 7-8-9. Okay. This is a 2. Just for the record. Okay, so if there's a 2 on here, then there's a 1 in one of the circles, which who cares, I guess. Yeah, one of these is a 7-8, and one of them is a 4-5-6, which also. And I guess I already knew this digit wasn't low. So it doesn't help me right away. I don't understand the 1 in row 3 point that people are making. Uh, okay, so 2 and 3 aren't both on the Renbon, right? Okay, there we go. So yeah, that 2 and that 3 tell me that, yeah, I can only have one of 2, 3 on the Renbon, which means that the Renbon needs to have the minimum digit that can go on this Renbon is now 3. So that means in particular, and this digit's not 1 because it's a sum of some digits. So there's a 1 looking across here. So that digit's not a 1. And in particular, now the 1 is actually placed here, which means that's not a 1. So that is. Okay, so now this certainly isn't a 4. Can this be 2, 3, 4, 5? Maybe. Yeah, of course, none of these are 3. Yeah, this one's not 9 either, or 5, because we know the 5's actually in one of these 2 cells. So we actually also know those aren't 5, if we're willing to look at that. So one of these 2 is 5. Uh, oh, yeah, where's the other 2, 3 in row 2? Asks Ilm. And so this is the other 2, 3 in row 2. Oh, 1 on this diagonal is actually placed, points out Laura, because it's not down here, it's not up here. So it's in one of these 3, except 2 of those already see a 1, so that's the 1. And so now the 1 on this diagonal is going to be placed because it's not in either, it's not in either of those 2 spots by 1s, so that's a 1. So now that's a 1 just by sudoku. That's a 1 by sudoku, and we've got all the 1s. Let's see. This either has a 4 on it or it is 3, 6. Oh, right. I even said at the beginning that this cell wasn't 5, but that was so long ago that I'd forgotten about it. But Emma is right. That cell we know is not 5 because it definitely sees the one of these 2 cells that's 5. And so now we get that being the 5. So now one of these 2 is 9, so that isn't. Oh, yeah, these 2 digits are the same digit. I agree with that. Uh, uh, let's see. Okay, so lots of people are saying that through some paraphrasing slightly, what I'm seeing in chat is if this is 6, it breaks for some disgustingly horrible reason. What is the disgustingly horrible reason? So if this was a 6, these would be 2, 3, 4, 5. I would need to put these over here. Uh, that 2, 3 would of course go there. I still don't see it. We know one of these 2 is 9, I guess. Uh, it's because of this. Okay, so it's a chain, but it's not the worst chain ever. So the problem is if this is a 6, then we've got this is a 4 is yeah, it's the kind of step that I really don't like, but it's not beyond the pale or anything, especially for a puzzle set in 60 minutes. But yeah, if this is a 6, then this is a 4, and now this is unfillable because you need 2 of 2, 3, 4, 5 to be here. Hey, Caitla or Caitlia, uh, welcome. Hope you're doing well. So I agree that's a different way to see it. I'm not sure that it I think that's more technical AFK, but I will say it because I'm not sure which of these I like better. But AFK says a different way to see it is that the last high digit is one of these two, and that directly, if you say that sentence, the last high digit in row 2 is one of these, uh, then that sentence directly contradicts this being a 6 because it would immediately make this high. Uh, Bye, Lucians. So that is fine. Uh, so that's a 9. Uh, it requires saying the sentence one of these two cells is the last high in the row, which is just not the kind of sentence that is usually useful. I guess is my instinct. So it's not that having said that sentence, I think your way isn't easier. I think having said that sentence, I think it's easier. But I think in general, uh, I would my instinct would be to not say that sentence. Is my way of thinking about it. So that's the sense in which I think it's a little bit trickier. Anyway, this is a 4-5-6, so this is a 7-8. So this is a 7-8-9. Just sort of making our way through here. Let's see. Yeah, so now there's definitely a 9 in one of these two cells. I agree. Just because of this this thing. Am I dropping frames? Is that what's happening, or is this? It says I'm not dropping any frames. This is probably a result of the assorted technical stuff. So no 4s, no 3 or 4, and so now this digit is at most 4. And in fact, it's uniquely 4 because this digit now sees 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this digit is a 4 with 2 3s, making that a 2 and a 3. Yeah, that is a fancy naked single. Yeah, I mean this is sort of this is the reason why I think this puzzle is coming across so badly here relative is because like all the telegraphing things that you'd expect the arrow circle to have to be high, but it's not. You'd expect this not to be a 1-9 between line, but it turns out to be a 1-9 between line. Like some of that is great, to be clear. I think you get a lot of value out of the sort of the humor in like, oh, this thing, I think it's going to be that, and it turns out not to be that. But here it's turned out to sort of trick you a lot because all the things that you're inclined to look at turn out not to actually be useful. Also, this isn't a 6 because the 6 in row 3 is in this row. Let's see. This is a 6, 7, 8. Uh, uh, have the stream on one channel, and I enjoy that. That's the high tech viewing experience. Paul Fly. Okay, so now this is from 248. One of these is a 4. So now one of these two is a 4 by our little Zackwing trick. Let's see. Okay, I don't quite have that yet. I guess I know one of these two is 4. Can I brute force this digit yet? Is maybe a worthwhile question. So it's not a 1, it's not a 2 because there's already a 9 in column 2. It's not a 3 by Sudoku. It's not a 4 by this 4 looking down at it. It's not a 5 by this 5 looking down at it. I think it could be a 6. It can't be a 7 because there's already a 9 in column 7. And I think it could be an 8 as far as I can tell. So one of these, oh, and it's not an 8, actually. Sorry, it's not an 8 because it would repeat that on the diagonal. So in fact, it's just a 6, making that a 9. Uh, let's see. We can. Uh, is the tech issue only on the Sudoku-con side and not on the YouTube side? That's bizarre, but uh, what's a Sudoku-con stream without tech issues, I suppose? Uh, uh, can almost put a 4 in this Renbon. That would be handy. Let's see. YouTube side's all good. Okay. Good enough. Well, welcome to the YouTube side of the zetamath universe. zetamath extended universe or whatever the Zeta equivalent of the MCU is. Let's see. Sudoku-con OBS specifically. This Renbon does need 4, 5, and 6. I agree with that. So these digits are not 4, 5, 6. So they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at best. Yeah, one of these is 3. Oh boy, wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So Jim's point is that actually this digit being mid breaks the 4 quadruple. Uh uh you can only admit that on the YouTube side, Josh. You can't. That's secret information. We can't admit our schemes. So if this is yellow, it has this hilarious ripple effect where it means none of these digits can be 4. So that digit's not yellow and it's not high. So this is a 2 or a 3 only, which means that that's the 2. That's both neat and horrible in equal parts. This is a 4, 5, 6 of some description. Uh, let's see. Can I say anything about like 2s or 3s on diagonals or something? Like the 2 on this diagonal is, I guess, a little bit restricted. Oh, so let me go over that to say it for Kately again. If this cell is yellow, then that's a 4, 5, 6 triple in the column. That says none of these these two cells aren't 4. Uh, but then these two cells also can't be 4 because in that universe this is the middle digit, so these are a high and a low. So through shenanigans, this happens over here. Okay. Sorry about the weird tech issues on the OBS thing, but I guess people are going to come over here via YouTube. So yeah, so that's why this can't be mid, so it has to be low. Which then makes this be the mid one. That's what's happening. It's a very bizarre sort of universe. Let's see. I hope that's not necessary, Alima, but it is true. If I highlight the places that 3 can go along this diagonal, it's strictly these 2, and neither of those lets that be a 3. Let's see. Row 4 has a pair, I'm being told. Let's see if I fill these in. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, but it's got the 7-8 pair, right? That's the pair. And then we still need a 9. Okay, so this isn't 5 or 6, and it's not 4. So this is actually a naked single again. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So this is a naked single 9. Okay, so now when I ask where 9 goes on this diagonal, it's now placed. We actually have a 4, 5, 6 triple on this diagonal even, but that's the 9. So that's the 9 up there. Okay, so now these are not 4, 5, 6, so I'm going to fill them in. So they're not 1 or 2. One of them is a 3, and we know which one even now, actually. Then we've got the 4, 5, 6, which are all placed, and then these are a 7 and an 8. Like that. That's not a 9. So one of... Oh, in fact, exactly that digit's now a 9 just by sudoku. I probably should uncolor these. Unless I want to commit to coloring the whole grid. But I'm not quite there yet. Yeah, I agree with Alima. That tells me that this digit's not an 8. 9 in box 7. Yeah, 9 in box 7 is here, making that a 4, which we like to see. I know one of these two is the 7 for the column. Hey, Ratfinks, welcome, welcome, welcome everyone as they slowly work over here. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know these aren't 7 because the 7 in column 1 has to be over here. That's not a 5. Tallcat's doing another 24-hour stream tomorrow. That's cool. I'll look forward to that. We can put a link in the description for that for Tallcat. Let's see. So we've got, of course, a 2 or an 8 down here to go with the 7. And then we've got the other 2 or 8 over here. We can catch up 7/8 if needed. That is true. Actually, this digit's not a 6, speaking of doing things, because this digit isn't either of those, so it's that one. Yeah, maybe we'll just try this catch-upping and see if it works. So that's the other 7/8. So that's the circly 7/8. I don't know. Oh, so this is the XE 7/8. So that's the circly 7/8. Let's see. Can I do any additional coloring? I can say that what I've got over here is 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I can. Sorry, I can do that. That's a circle. These are a 4, 5, 6, and a 9. Oh, we actually just know where the 9 is. That's the 9. This is a 4, 5, 6 of some description. This digit in row 2 is there. I agree with that. These are a 3 and a 4, 5, 6. So one of these two is a 3, but I don't know how much I can do with it. I do know one of these two is a 4, for example. Okay, here I'll do that deduction slightly differently, but this digit needs to go on this diagonal, and it can only go there because it sees both of those two, and so it's simultaneously a 4-6 and a 5-6. I think that's like one less step of obscurity there. Okay, this is not a 6. Okay, so that's a 4-5 pair now. So that's a 6. So now that's the 6 that the Renbon needs. This is the XE78. This is just a 2. This is no longer able to be a 6, apparently. Yeah, one of these. Oh, right. This is the XE78. So these aren't 8. Those are 2, 5. So these are 7, 8. Let's see. We know there's another 4, 5 in these. For whatever that is worth, we could fill in this column. It doesn't seem like the worst idea. Right. This dot is now 2, 4. I agree with that. This is just a naked single now. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just a naked single 6 now. Yeah, and one of these is 7, 8, and the other is 5, I believe. AFK pointing out neither of these two cells can be 2, so this cell is 2. So that's a 4 and that's a 2. Let's see. So these are from 3, 4, 5. Oh, apparently they're not 4, so that is because of that 4 over there, which has made that a 5. One of these two is a 4. Now that's a 2 and that's a 5. That's a 4 now. So this is the other 7, 8. And now we actually know our, well, we get sort of like one more realm of those. Let's see. That is a 5 and a 4. So that's a 5. That's the XE7, 8. So this is a 5. Right, and this is finally an OE7, 8. Let's see. These are 2 and 4 in that order. This is an X. Points out AFK, so that makes that an O. Okay, so so this is the OE7, 8 because we've got to place it in column 6. And so OE7, 8 is not on this Renbon, but XE7, 8 is because the XE7, 8 in this row is definitely on it. And so that means XE7, 8 is 7 and OE7, 8 is 8. I think I said that correctly, right? This one's 7 and the other one's 8. Very XE deduction. Hey, Kate Leah. Welcome to the other chat. Uh, you all have such a way with words. So this is the other 2, 3, and it's a 3, so that's 2. These are 4, 5. These are 6 and 8. Tall Cat can even enjoy watching the stream. That's a 4. That's a 5, I want to say. 2, these are 3, 6, 7. 6, 3, 7, like that. This is a 3 or a 6, that's a 3. Let's see, that's a 6. That is a 7. Success. There were a lot of very cute steps in this puzzle, and then there were a lot of other steps in this puzzle, but I think that's sort of to be expected for a puzzle that was set in an hour. I think you could turn this into a really great puzzle with some careful editing. That is my take on this puzzle. Like, there is some very precise stuff that can be very satisfying here. Okay, and we've got one more. We've got the Paul Fly one. The Paul Fly, top to bottom, left to right. Let's see. Okay, what on earth is going on in this box? Normal constraints for these, because outside they go to numbered rooms. Oh, these are box indexers. Or sorry, no, clues in box, cells in box 3 are row indexers. Okay, so right. So these are the, I like this for row indexer. So like you're saying, if this is a 9, it means that this is a 2, right? I like the vertical up and down versus the horizontal left and right. Okay, so we've got our little between line, our little arrow, our little Renbon bit. Yes, the arrows, if you're going to ever use these indexers as opposed to the others. Now, I would have said the correct solution was to just never invent row indexers and only use column indexers so that people knew which one it was. But if we absolutely couldn't do that, then I think this is the second best thing. So this is a 1 or a 9 because Renbon things. Yeah, there's a few things I want to try to convince Sir Zemek of. I think the biggest is I would like the logical solve button to be gone from the main page in Sudoku Maker and put in an advanced setting where it can be enabled, because people think it does something, and if you like mouse over it and see what it says and you're a relatively new person, you think you know what it means, but actually it's useless. And that is very unfortunate. That is true. These are a 1-9 pair. I agree with that, because I'm not putting 1 or 9 over there. So there is a 5 over here. So one of these is Midley. Let's see. Why is it useless? Because it tells you that something is like, because it tells you there's no logical steps found when a human could very easily find a logical step, and it tells you that there's an XYZW wing when that is probably not how a human would handle a puzzle that had a 3-cell 6 cage in it and noticed that a 1 and a 2 looked at one of the cells. It does something that is useful for, I'm going to say, 0.05% of people, but if it's useful to you, then you're the kind of person who could go in the advanced settings and turn it on. But I think it is more useful than, or more useless than useful, because most people think they know what it means and then it doesn't. No, it's not about me. I don't care about it. AFK. However, I get to watch students use it and think that they should make conclusions based off of what it says all the time. Uh, and so that is that makes me sad that it is there and that they see it, because it does not lead to them having nice things. Uh, we could fully color box 3. I suppose is not a terrible idea. So we'll make that yellow, purple, green, and then that'll be yellow, purple. But these 3, no, it's these 3 that have to be one of each color, and these 3 are one of each color because we're doing it that way. It's a between line. Uh, or a giant flashing warning that says that this is not actually anything related in any way to what a human will do when solving the puzzle. Uh, like, it's very useful if you want to understand niche classic techniques. Uh, but I think in all other scenarios, I think it is actively harmful to use uh, for, in terms of the kinds of puzzles that it tends to create. Uh, but I think in particular, the problem is people thinking that it's saying no logical step means that there's nothing a human could find. Uh, and alternatively, it finding something, but then someone thinking, oh, that was the thing I was supposed to find, when probably it was not. Let's see. One of these 3 is a 5. Uh, It's the combination of people think they know what it means because of the description, but that's not what it actually does. Uh, yes, I agree, Emma, which is why I think it should be an advanced setting to turn it on, so that you can turn it on when you understand what you might use it for and what you want to use it for. Uh, I think it is a fantastic tool for a very niche and specific circumstance that just happens to be like a huge in a huge prominent place in the Sudoku Maker interface, and in the F puzzles interface for that matter. That it shouldn't be, I think, because it is not. It's not a setting most people would use. Uh, I know one of these is middling. Uh, Row 4, column 1 must be a different entropy than uh, row 4 must be a different entropy than row 1 and 2 of column 2. Right. Okay, so it's mid. Right. Okay. So here's the point. Right. This is not the same as this 1 9. If it was the same as this 1 9, well, then they'd be uh two numbers that are at most 2 apart. And numbers that are at most 2 apart uh can't work because there'd be only one digit you could put here. And so therefore this is 456, which is very nice. I like that a lot. And so uh therefore this is a 2378 kind of thing. This is, I guess, this one I should also mention is from 456. This one's a 2378. Okay, so these are well, they definitely include a 5. They include the other 4 6, I think, because there are only now, like, from 1 to 6. No, sorry, I'm wrong. From 1 to 6, there's 4 numbers you could put here. You don't, so it doesn't have all the numbers necessarily that one could possibly want. Uh, let's see. Now, someday we'll have an AI logical solver that will just explain that that's the step to you. And then the logical solver will do what people think it does. Row 3, column 2, same entropy as row 1, column 2. They are the same entropy. We can color that if we want. I agree, although we would have to color it with like a fourth color, like a red maybe. Right, and so that's also red, and so we've got a red triple in the column. I'm trying to decide if that means anything about this renbun having a red digit on it. I don't think it does. Red digits on the diagonal are also a little bit restricted. I mean, this is at least 5. I might as well write in. We certainly need a 2 or a 3 on this for what it's worth. What is this 1-9 doing here? Yeah, if red is 1, it doesn't work because of the combination of these two cells, I think. Because if this is a 1, then I can make this a 6. And so if you imagine this is a 1, 6, then these numbers are all living from 2, 3, 4, 5. However, in this universe, that's a 1, and this is a 2 or a 3. That's already a quadruple, and now this is a minimum 6, 7, which is too big. So that's in fact a 9 and a 1. Okay, João has a better way to see it than that, which is to say that these things are either red or mid. So, like, if I make that, I don't know, we'll make that orange, and then we'll make yellow mid, and so these are all red or yellow. And so we've definitely I don't understand this way of looking at this actually. Uh, 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 yeah, I don't think I can quite make sense of this, unfortunately. I can make sense of my argument. I can't make sense of Joel's argument. Oh, I see. So, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if you want this to work, then you need to look at like this, and so these 3 digits can't all be yellow. At least one of them must be red. And so that means all of these are red, which means there's no red digits over here. These are all orange or yellow. But because of the 5 being pencil marked over here, if red is low, then this is minimum 4, 6, is the point. And 4, 6 is exactly too much. So I see that that somehow might feel slightly even fussier to me, but I agree with that. To be fair, I don't think my way, I don't think the way I described it, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying this just eats up all the low digits. So like seeing that, I don't think it's a stretch to say this thing can't be a 1 because that might break the arrow. Uh, uh, it's the kind of thing where, like, if I were setting it, I might not do it because it's a little hard to come up with a clean way to articulate it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it from a setting style. Uh, and I think it's a completely intuitive thing to look at from a solver's point of view of, oh, if I accidentally make too many low digits over here, this arrow go boom, is, I think, a totally reasonable thing to do. Okay, so uh so now what are we doing? Okay, so now there's no 1 on the Renbon. Oh right, I can do high low stuff now. So this is from 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you're setting something in an hour that you don't really intend too many people to solve, it seems like a good time to play around with stuff. Okay, so now this is not a 6. Because if this were a 6, 5 wouldn't be able to fit on here. So it's a 4. These are from 5, 6, 7, 8. That gives us our quadruple. And so now these are a triple of 2, 3, 4. So this can't be an 8 because 8 is too big. This can't be a 6 because of the numbered rooms, as was pointed out by AFK. This can't be a 3 because of the numbered rooms. 3 there. In fact, 5, 6, 7, or 8. One of those is a 3. I guess that's just not perhaps the deepest conclusion. Okay. So is the 2 being on here an immediate problem? Yeah, this isn't 6 by numbered rooms. I agree with that. So this is odd, which means there's definitely a 3 on here, except I already know there's definitely a 3 on here. So I actually also could have removed 6 from this by removing 3 from here, funnily enough. Yeah, 1 is not on the 5-cell Renbon. I agree with that. I guess I know. Oh, no, I don't know that 4 is. Yeah, I do know that 4 is on this. So I know this digit is not a 4 because the 4 on this Renbon is in one of these 3 cells. Sadly, I don't think that extends in any incredibly useful way that I see right away. Let's see. Right. There's no 9 on it either. So yeah, so it's definitely got 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, there's a 3 on the arrow by Matt. We've proven this, like, there's a 3 on this arrow, funnily enough, in like 4 different ways, 2 of which involve like numbered rooms and various sorts of things. Like, there's very much a 3 on this arrow, funnily enough. It's funny how many different paths there are that have gotten the same deduction. Okay, so this can't be 5. Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say something that was wrong. Because if this is 5, then that's the 4. I thought it was going to rule it off, but it does not. Yes, this yellow is not high because 6 is not over. Wait, isn't this yellow telling me this yellow being high would tell me, oh no, sorry, by numbered rooms on the 6. Sorry, numbered rooms on the 6, right? This is indexing 2 different things, right? So yeah, so I agree with missing deck. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only, and it's not actually 1 either. Okay, and it's not a 2 because of the row indexing, because this is indexing where the 1 goes in the column. That's not a 2. So 3, 4, 5. One of those is the 1. Okay, and so this is also from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just for the record. Okay. So this row has both a 7 and an 8 in it. It's annoying. One of them definitely goes there, and then it's just a question of one of them goes there. Let's see. Carl says this is not a 4. Would make that go 6, 1, 7. Uh, uh, that is very cute from AFK. AFK points out that either this is low, in which case 1 is just placed in row 1 onto this arrow by the fact that 1 gets ruled off of these. The only other options are 4 and 5, which put a 6 here, which requires a 1. So there's just always a 1 there. Let's see. Yes, it is a virtual 578 triple that doesn't do anything. I think is I think that was what I decided in my head at least. If it actually does something, I'll be surprised. But I convinced myself that it doesn't. Let's see. There is a 1 living its best life down here somewhere. If that were a 1, it would make that. Oh, actually, that 1 means there's definitely a 3 up here, right? Because this is row 1. So one of these is a 3. And whichever one is a 3, it means that's not a 3. Yeah, and I agree with Alima. Actually, this digit just is a 2 because I can't put 2 on this arrow or it doesn't add to the right number. I can't put a 2 with a 3. The 2 is just placed here, which funnily enough makes that a 3 and a 4 and makes this a 5. That was a very cute sequence of events. So this is a 1, 4, making that a 3 and a 6, and making these be from 7, 8, 9. That 3 indexes a 1 there. That 6 indexes a 1 there. This is a 2, actually, because it's got to be one of those. Let's see. That's also yellow. One of these 2 is 1, and it's not the one that goes on the thing. That's very cute. It's not that one because that would repeat 1 on the diagonal, so that's actually 7, and that's the 1. And then 8, 9 says one of these 2 is 3. That is now an 8, making that a 7 and an 8. Let's see. Okay, there's no 3 over there. There could still be a 3 over here. I do agree this Renbod needs a 5, which is now over here. Oh, in fact, it's exactly here. How did I determine row 1, column 7? Oh, because of the numbered rooms clue. This 3 indexes both the 6 from the row and the 1 from the column. So as soon as that was a 3, it placed the 6. Because Paul Fly is one of these indexing degenerates. Let's see. So these are from 4, 5, 8, 9. Indexing on top of indexing on top of indexing. I keep having a hard time in my brain remembering both. My brain remembers a random one of the blue indexing and the numbered rooms indexing when I think about it. Oh, right. We said this one's not 4 for some reason. Well, I know why it's not 4 for that purpose. So this is 8 or 9. And that's an 8 or a 9. Oh, okay. I didn't actually, but these are actually an 8-9 pair. And so that is a 5 and a 4. I don't know if I even actually said it before. I might not even have said it. Anyway, that 5 means that's a 3. That 4 means that's a 2. So there's no 3 over there. Oh, right. One of these are a 2-3 pair now. AFK points out because these are the 8 and the 9 go in these two cells. Let's see. Do I know anything about this black dot yet? Funnily enough, I think the answer is no, even though I've got 80 million things looking at it. This is a 3 by that numbered rooms, Alima points out. Alima definitely also in the indexing fan club. Deleted some 5 corner marks, and that got us there. It is 4, 6 that are over here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are just 7, 8, 9. That one's not an 8 at least. I probably can get rid of at least this coloring. Probably also this coloring, actually. They'll probably make things cleaner. Okay, so... yeah, 9 can't be a numbered room for 9, or I'd put a second 9 in the row. That's a good point. So that's a 7. That's a 9. Thank you, Emma. Also, I haven't seen you in a little bit, I don't think. So good to see you again. Well, this definitely isn't a 2. Because if this were a 2, I would need a 3 on the Renbon, and I couldn't have one, because this is the only place I could have a 3. So the 2 has to go over here vertically. So the 2 goes over here vertically, which actually tells me the 2 goes on this Renbon, so that really helps me figure out what the Renbon is. AFK pointing out very elegantly, this cell can't be 7 because one of the digits left in the row is 8 and 9, and I can't put an 8, 9 on this Renbon without a 7. So there's definitely a 7 up here. So I need a 6 somewhere on it. Unfortunately, I think it could go either of those. I mean, I love Renbon. I'm not a huge fan of taking up 8 cells of a grid to center mark 1, 9 in a single cell and do nothing else. But if you gotta do it, you gotta do it, I guess. Let's see. 5 somewhere. Let's see. That's not 8 or 9. So the question is there an 8? Well, there's not a 9. Oh, I guess, okay, so I know that's a 9, right, is the point? Because I can't put 7, 8, and 9 on this for lots of reasons. Oh no, sorry, that's not necessarily the 9. Sorry, that could be the 9. Never mind. Uh, uh, 1, yeah, so if that was a 2, that would be a 1, which would be okay. Uh, uh, this is just 3 or 6 by Sudoku. I will accept a 3, 6 by Sudoku. I suspect that if you center mark these two cells, you'll learn something about this cell. Something like that, maybe. Let's see. 1 on the positive diagonal. So yeah, so that could be a 1. That, you know, yeah, so one of these two is a 1. Okay, so I was wrong. It wasn't these two cells, it was those two cells. One of them needs to be a 1, so therefore this is a 9. So now when we look at the 9, it's actually placed over here because it can't go on a black dot. One of these two is a 9, which doesn't do anything. If there's one thing I've learned, one of the things I've definitely learned as a setter is to never use diagonals or X's because they are kind of horrifying from a setting point of view. Okay, Todd has a digit, I'm being told. We're 7 and 9 in column 1. Okay, so where's the 7 in column 1? Oh, yep, I do know where the 7 is in column 1. Very nice. Yeah, so the 7 in column 1 doesn't go in a row with the 7. It doesn't go on a black dot, so it goes here. Let's see. Yeah, but the nice thing is no one needs to tell you not to set disjoint puzzles. Everyone already knows that intuitively. The 9 in row 2 is just placed and has been probably since just since this was placed. This just is there to place the 9 in row 2. Okay, that's the 9 and that's the 8. I thought that was a since time immemorial thing, but it wasn't. It was literally just since this. Let's see. I wouldn't go that far AFK. If I had to pick, I would definitely pick that, unless it's numbered rooms. I've come around to the fact that numbered rooms specifically actually is an indexing mechanic that has lots of interesting interactions with other things, and because you can use it so selectively and so sparingly, it was a skeptical Mario puzzle. It was part of Sudokuvania, actually, that I think really won me over to like, okay, I think numbered rooms are out of the garbage tier of my thing. I should do my tier list of Sudoku constraints again and update it slightly, but I looked up the tier list I did before, but it's so old that probably it probably is missing a lot of constraints and probably has a lot of constraints like palindromes that should be missing. Uh, yeah, where can I get that would be another request, is to remove palindromes from Sudoku Maker. Let's see. Uh Sequence lines are easily garbage tier. Apologies to any sequence line fans. uh, the Zeta rant section of the stream. There tend to be a lot of Zeta rant sections on the stream. Uh, let's see. Funnily enough, sequence lines were one of the first constraints that I invented when I started like making up constraints. But I hated everything I set with them so much because it was so bashy that I didn't ever publish anything with it. And then later I saw it and was like, uh, I think counting circles. I wish there were fewer counting circle puzzles, but I don't wish there were no counting circle puzzles. I like counting circles as an idea. They just, much like chaos constructions, uh, they require great care in order that the end of the puzzle not be torture. But with counting circles in particular, it's really difficult to add clues that will then not make the like, oh, where is the sixth six, kill me now kind of thing. I think that very similar in terms of where I'd put chaos construction and counting circles have very similar strengths and weaknesses. uh uh Row 7 column 7 is notable. Let's see, it's not 1 2 3. It could plausibly be 4. No, it can't be 4, actually. There's a 4 on the diagonal. So it's a 7, 8, or 9, and it's not a 9, and it's not an 8. So I think it's a 7. Uh, but CC is bigger than CC. Uh, uh, clearly. I have been setting a few chaos construction puzzles just as example puzzles for students of chaos construction stuff. Uh, uh, And I feel like really the reality AFK is that people should set chaos constructions using the rule set you used for the Japanese sum chaos construction, and then I think they'd be basically fine. Because I think that would address all the problems that exist with them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we know that one's not a 7. Uh, let's see. 1 hiding out on the positive diagonal. Let's see. Okay, so no 1 there, no 1 there. So we know one of these is 1, and it's not that one, and it's not that one. So that's the 1. Okay, 9 on the negative diagonal is also hiding. So it's, oh, right, that gives me the 4 and the 1 even. Okay, so that's not 9. I think that could be 9. Oops. And that's not 9. Yep, this is the only place for a 9. It's an 8 and a 9. You just have to be happy to gratuitously overclue, like set your cast construction puzzle and then add 3 random white and black dots at the end, so that a human can get through the end of the puzzle, where you're just doing sudoku in like 2 minutes. That's I think basically the key to chaos construction puzzles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 on the negative diagonal. Let's see. Okay, so 3's not there. It's not there, and it's not there. So yeah, so that is the 3. I agree. So that's the 2. And so now I need to ask where 2 goes in one of these, given that it just got placed over there. So that's going to place the 2 there. 2 there. 9 there. I see why I was being told this this column was done, because it's done. That's why. Let's see. What about this? 2, 3, 4. Let's see, we've got a 5 and a 6, I think, over here. So that's 4 and 6. No 6s there. I still know one of these two is a 6, funnily enough. Box 2 has a 9, I am being told, and some other digit, probably a 2. This should be a tris button, which is just the rest is Sudoku. Yeah, that's what the Sven button does. Although apparently it doesn't. Do I really have no singles, or do you have to press that first? Oh, maybe it's because I have maybe not. There you go. There's the Sven button that just does the Sudoku stuff for you. You have to mark first. I didn't appreciate that you had to mark first. Okay, so that has become a 1. That's a 3. 6, 7, 4, 3. So these are 7, 8. We don't need another 6 anymore. Yeah, I like this one a lot. There's a lot of neat stuff going on. This hurt my brain a little, but it was very. It's sort of funny how this part of the entropic line is almost but not quite redundant because of the other things. Okay, 2, 3, 4. One of these is a 5. The other. No, sorry. There are 7 and an 8 is the answer. These are 4 and 5. This digit should be known. It is a 3. 2, 3, 4. These are 5, 6, 8. This is an 8, a 6, and a 5. One of these is a 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. What are these? Oh, Lord. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of mixing entropic and modular lines. Not to hurt the deck's souls, but I'm not a huge fan of modular lines at all. But they have convinced me that modular lines have their place. But generally, I'd rather just use entropic lines because they're more intuitive for most purposes. Like, modular lines exist to be combined with, like, killer, I think. Wounded to the quick. Yeah. I should at some point get some, like, modular line things just so I have some examples of modular lines in my packet, because my Sudoku packet doesn't even acknowledge modular lines existing. Apparently this isn't a 4. I didn't do it right. Let's see. These are a 6 and an 8. 2, 3. Okay, so these are a 4 and a 6. Let's see. One of these is a 2 and a 3. Especially for an hour, I'm impressed by that one. You did have these 2 overlapping clues though, so minus 5 points. But other than that, great job there. Yeah, the entropic lines interact, in some sense, literally orthogonally way to these things. But yeah, I think you want to be doing either like mod 3 arithmetic, or I guess a modular Renbon puzzle would be nice. But I've never actually seen one, I don't think, funnily enough. Yeah, I don't think I have. I'm trying to think if I have, and I just don't remember it. Modular lines also, I will say, as someone who sets a lot of kitchen sink puzzles with like 65 different variants at random places, modular lines are fantastic to have access to as a like, oh, I've resolved the end of this puzzle with a like 4-cell modular line. So like, I definitely don't want them like kicked out of the Sudoku thing because they're great for that. Oh, a Tall Cat puzzle had Renbon modular thing? I don't think I did that one, or maybe I did and it went into the things in my head. Let's see. And let me pull up another puzzle. So I've now done all of these puzzles with this this thing. So now I've got to go to the bucket. and find the next puzzle victim thing. Let's see. Let's do. Ooh, there's a blobs puzzle. Let's do a blobs puzzle. It involves vampires, so good luck to us. Okay, so here it is. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply, but there's 9 vampires in the graveyard, 1 in every row, column, and box. There's also 9 victims. Each of these are digits 1 through 9 once each. One's in every row, column, and box. The value of a vampire is the sum of its digit plus the victim cell in the same box. Bye, Paul Fly. Sleep well. A puzzle's partially off stream. Tristan. 1 second. I'm gonna go take a second and let Tristan figure out what's happening because I don't know what's happening. I'll be right back. I am back. Thermo, Renbon, Indexer, Sudoku. I mean, funnily enough, index lines are also all Renbon, I guess. Okay, so we're doing vampires, and the value of a vampire is added to by the value of its victim, and the value of the victim is 0. The value of a natural cell, I love the phrase natural cell, by the way, is its digit. Thank you, honey. Oh, no. Indexing lines are terrible. AFK. Indexing lines are really fighting for the space. Like, if there was limited space in garbage tier, indexing lines would be fighting very hard for figuring out how to do it. Okay, so every cage contains either a vampire or a victim. The total shown for each coffin is the sum of the 2 values of the cell contained therein. And all green lines must have values that differ by that. Okay, so yeah, so there are 18 cages. So all the non-caged cells are natural. I like that. Okay. I was like, how on earth are we even going to start this puzzle as I was looking at it? But that rule, seen that. Haha. Okay. So these must be, one of these is a vampire, because I can't plausibly make either of these a victim. Likewise, one of these is a vampire. 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 This is true of all the cages that sum to that many. There must be a victim in the 2 cage. How many did I actually just get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, okay. So we actually have highlighted all the vampires. If you look at it, because that's 9 cages. So every other cage has a victim in it, just based on that. Okay, these are not vampires, so they're normal, which means these are both vampires. We'll make them red. Hopefully the reason for the choice of red is clear. So now this red cell looks at that cell and makes that red. So that's normal. One of these two is red, so that one's not. So this one is. Okay. Right. There needs to be a victim cell in this box. So we'll make the victims purple. Let's see. There is a hidden vampire in column 1. I agree. That's a vampire, and that isn't. Let's see. Oh, now there's only one spot for a victim in column or in box 2, actually. So this is a victim. That is not. And so this is a victim, and that isn't. So now this is normal, and so this is the victim. Oh, sorry. Suddenly I switched to blue instead of purple, and I thought the blue probably wouldn't show up very well, but then I used it anyway. So anyway, so that's normal, and that's the victim. I'm going to get rid of the background color once we've placed all of these, which is, I assume, what we're going to do. This looks at this, so that's normal, and that's a vampire. I can maybe not quite distinguish all of these. Column 5, that one does have a vampire. I'm going to get rid of this color because I think this color is probably going to be confusing, and this is probably sufficient to keep track of what is happening. Okay, so I was trying to decide. I don't think that's true, DWeb, unless it's somewhere I don't see. Right. Right. So this counts as a 0 is the point. And so because this counts as a 0, this is a 7. And we can bring in Zach for the 7 dance. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Okay, so that's a 7. That's a 7. That's an 8. That's a 2. Funnily enough, we know one of these two is a 4 just by 4 doku. Let's see. We know one of these two is a 6. It's maybe not that super useful. Oh, this is a 9. That's true. 9, then 0. Then a digit where when I add enough to it, it becomes more than that. Okay, so that is fine. Yeah, this is at least 5, but not actually 5. It is true. I do have to put a 5 somewhere. And I can't put the 5 anywhere down here because 5 doesn't have anything that's at least 5 away. So one of these two has to be 5. I don't think we know which one, but one of them is 5. Let's see. One of these two is 6. One of these two is 4. Actually, I should probably also ask about where the 4 goes in this box, because there's a 4 pointing up. And so the 4 actually also has to go in here as the point, because the 4 would need to go next to a 9 if it was in a normal cell, and it can't because the 9 is there. So these are, in fact, a 4-5 pair. And so that's a 5 and that's a 4. So this counts as a 9, I believe. And so now we ask, as Alima says, where 6 goes in this box. Oh, yeah. This only has a value of 9, so I can't put a 6 next to it. So actually the 6 has to go here with a 1. And now these are a 2-3 pair. And these are a 7-8 pair. And that one can't actually be a 7 because it's next to a 2 and a 3, so that one's an 8. That's a 7. And so that's the 2 and that's the 3. All right, this is a 1 because this digit is a 9, Kuraban points out. Agree. Nice to see you, by the way, Kuraban. Okay, so none of the victim digits are 4. Okay, that was a lot of digits. Okay, so there is a 2 over down here somewhere, which is of medium interest, I guess. This is a 0, so these are... Well, that one even could be a 5 normally, but it's not. So this is... I guess this is a naked 9, isn't it? Because this one... Oh, no, this one could be a 5. Dang it. This one's a 5 or a 9. But 5 actually works here because this is 0, and this could easily be more than 10. Yeah, we can corner mark 6 in here. And I guess that gives us like 3 cells that could be 6. Let's see. Yeah, this cell is at least 5, but it's not 8 or 9. So this is always 6 or 7. Sorry, there we go. 6 or 7. Yeah, it's high. Agree. Yeah, we know there's like a 4 over here. Okay, how does one reason about this from here? This isn't a 1 or an 8. Okay, I do know there's a 1 down here, which is kind of interesting, but yeah, that's true. This is a natural 4, points out D-Web, and so wherever it is, it does have a natural 9 next to it. And therefore, that 9 plus that 9 looks at that cell. And so that's a 9. And so these cells are both low because they're both natural lows. That's very cool. Okay, so this is a high, and it's a natural cell, so I don't have to worry about anything weird. It's not a 6 because it's next to a 2, 3, so this is a naked 8. That's a 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4 is now placed in box 2, points out missing deck, so that's a 4. So that means this cell has a value of 8. So these two cells add to 8, I guess is the point. And so which way are they adding to 8? Not as 1, 7. So it says either 2, 6 or 3, 5. I don't think I know whether it's 2, 6 or 3, 5, but I guess that means this digit's always a 3 or a 5. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, is always a 5 or a 6. Because we know that we've got sort of two pairs of digits that add to 8. And so this is one of them, and that's the other. Okay, there's an 8 over here. If this is a 9, does it break the 16 cage? Not necessarily, because this could be high enough that it's higher than 9. It doesn't have to be lower than 9. Because this could pretty easily be like a 14 or a 15, I think. Let's see. Missing Dex says this can't be 5 or 6. We've used 5 in a vampire, so it's not 5. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So it's not 5 because we can't repeat 5 in red, and it's not 6 because if this were a 6, that would need to be a 2, and it can't. So this is always the 2, 3, and this is always the 5, 6. That's very, very good observation there. Let's see. What are these digits, just for the sake of it? 1, 2. No, sorry, not 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Sorry. And we know this one's not 5 because we already have a 5 over there. I feel like this being 9 is now going to be a problem because if this is 9, this cell definitely sums to at most 4. At which point we'd need this to be at least an 8, and that doesn't work, right? Because we just have eaten all of the high digits in this column. So I think that can't be the 9 anymore. I think that's got to be the 4 and the 9. Which means this is the victim. We can get rid of those. Oh, sorry, that's the victim. We can get rid of those. You can get rid of that. Okay, and so this is now certainly not a 5 or a 6. It's a 1 or a 3. These are a 2 and a 8. Let's see. Well, this is at most 3, so I need this cell to total at least 9, which means this had better be an 8, or this is not getting to 9. So that's an 8. That's a 2. And so now these need to be 1, 3 in some order, funnily enough, because now they will indeed total to 12. Let's see. These digits are 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not 4, I hope. 5, 6, and 7 is the answer. Well, 5 isn't going to work. So 6 or 7, and both 6 and 7. Wait. No, sorry. This is not correct. Sorry. This could be a 5 because remember, this is the vampire, right? This cell has a value that is either 9 or 11. Uh, and 9 and 11 are not far enough away from 7, but 5 and 6 are. Uh, but this being a 1 actually doesn't work either, because if this is a 1, then this is a 9, which is not far enough away. So this has to be the 3 and the 1 in that order. And now this is an 11, which can indeed go next to 5 or 6. And so now that's a 2, that's a 3, which makes that a 6, makes that a 5, makes that a 6 and a 5, makes that a 7. Because of this 3 seeing that via that weirdnessness. This, by the way, that victim makes that the victim. So that's the 6. We can get rid of our blue bit there. So that's a 0. So this is at least 5. And it can't be 5 because we have a normal digit next to it. So it's not a 5, it's not a 6. So this is only a 7 or an 8. So this is now 1, 2, 3. And it seems not to be a 1. Of the dumbest possible proof that this is an 8 or a 9. You have me somewhat curious. Does it involve looking at like every possible place I could put a 9 in red or something? It is true. This digit's bigger than 0, and so it's not 5. And so this is only 6 or 7, which means this is only actually 2, right? So yeah, so I think this digit's now only 2. And so now that is 7. For what it's worth. So these digits add to 10, and they are, oh crap. I was going to say something silly. They're, yeah, we need a 10 sum for these two. So it's either 1, 9 or 4, 6. One's not a 4, so that one's not a 6. That one's not a 9, so that one's not a 1. That digit's no longer a 2, so this one is a 2. Apparently. Wait. Sorry, no, that's not true. Sorry, it's one of those two is a 2. Oh, right. And there's a 4 wing looking up, so that can't be a 4, is the point. Because one of these two digits is 4 and one of these two is a 4. So we've already done that. So this can't be a 4. It's a 1 and a 9. We could have also used more simply that this being a 6 meant that wasn't a 6. That would have been much easier. I acknowledge. I'm sorry for ruining your way of doing it. Let's see. One of these two up here is a 1, I see. Let's see. This row we're missing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know this is not a 6 or a 4. So this is only a 2 or a 3, which actually gives me a 2, 3 pair in the row, which gives me the 4 and the 6, funnily enough. Okay, so what is left for our purples, actually? Let's see, just on the basis of appearing in purple, we haven't used 1 yet. 2, 3, we've used 4, we need a 5, we've got a 6, we need a 7, and then we've got an 8 and a 9. Okay, so this is 1, 5, or 7. This is 2, 3, or 5. Let's see, and these are definitely not 1, 2, 3, so they could be 4, not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one is not, funnily enough, 6, 7, or 8. This one's not 6 or 7. That one's not 6. Oh, actually, so the red 6 is actually over here somewhere, is what I have just learned from this. This being a 9 doesn't work, right? If this is a 9, the sum I get is way too big. Because I get a minimum of 11 plus 6. That's too many. So yeah, so that's a 4. 4 plus 2 doesn't work either. That's too small. So it's got to be 4 plus 3 with a 7, making that a 2. Making that a 2. And now this is just a 5, actually, because of the seeing that cell through that cage. Okay, 7, 8 next to 0. That's all well and good. That 5 actually makes that a 1, which makes that a 1. Okay, so this isn't a 4, and that's not a 4 anymore, because we've used the 4. So it's only the 7, 8. It's the 6, 7, 8, 9 are the ones we have left. Let's see. Box 3. One of these is a 5, and one of them is a 9. And we know the order, which actually makes that not a 9. It's a 7, 8 pair, so these are a 3 and a 4, and we know the order, actually. 4 and 3. So these two need to add to 13, so that needs to be the 8, which makes that the 9. The 5 and the 7. And so indeed, this was a 5 next to a high digit, which is very nice. Okay, and so now 14 is 10 plus 4. I am prepared to say. Let's see. What are these digits? 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 8. Yeah, that's the 6. That's the 8. Right. Now I know where the 6 vampire is, right? Because the 6 vampire is now not in this row. So there is a 6 vampire down here, and this is the 7 vampire. And the 7 vampire, in fact, is known to be there by sudoku. So the 6 vampire is here by sudoku. Let's see. This column only has a 3 left. These two digits, I don't think I ever used this whisper, but I could be wrong, are 1 and 9. Let's see. These two over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 and 9. Well, that's definitely not a 9. Because if that is a 9, then this already sums to too much. So that's a 5, and that's a 9. Oh, by the way, I can get rid of my red lines now. Oh, not quite. I was going to say I'm almost done all of them. But now the victim that I need is a 2, so that's got to be a victim making... Oh, sorry, not blue. Purple. Making that the last victim, I believe. With the victim 2, and now the victim 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, victim 7, it would seem. So 7 plus 6 is 13, so I need 3 more. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8. That is a 4, and that's a 4, because that's how 4 cages work. I was told that pencil marking these would be useful. One of them's a... Oh, no, sorry. Neither of them's a 4. They are a 5 and an 8, actually. Let's see. These are... One of them is a 3, and the other is a 6. What about this digit? 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an 8. These are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So that is a 1 and a 6 and a 3. 2, 3, 4. That is a 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Keeping the 1 and the 9 over there. Let's see. This row still needs a 2. This box still needs a 1. Very nice. The I liked the handhold of we're going to tell you a little bit of information about where these things are so that it's not completely crazy. And that was nice. I also really like that the totals were all achievable. Like usually the break in for one of these is like have like a 2 cell 18 cage or something, and that always, I don't know, that offends my sensibilities. I like having like at least I guess this one wasn't. That one was not plausible, I suppose. But otherwise they were, which I appreciated, even if you sort of know from like, oh, there's exactly as many cages, so we've got to have these things over here. Uh, yeah, it has been a long while since I have done a puzzle with this rule set. Uh, Probably well over a year, actually. Uh, but a neat idea. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back shortly with more puzzlage. So, see everyone in just a moment. Hello and welcome back, where we have a Jolly Rogers puzzle. I feel like I haven't done a Jolly Rogers puzzle in a while. I really enjoy Jolly Rogers puzzles, though. It's a mishmash of assorted lines, which, I mean, if you're trying to like think of puzzles that I will like, then mishmashes of colored lines is usually a good genre for me. So let's have a look. So we've got our German whispers. A parody line. I think parody lines are underused, by the way. I think parody lines tend to work out quite nicely. I guess the decks might say a parody line is just a degenerate modular line, but still pretty nice. Then we've got our region sum line, our 10 line, and then finally, all lines in the grid are also valid palindromes, where the order of the digits reads the same forwards and backwards. Uh, so that is quite interesting. How is that going to work with the 10 line? Now, I do really love the Missing Decks mod 4 lines. Those I think are probably a better like baseline mechanic than any of than parody lines or modular lines. Because these are going to have the same sum. How is that going to work? That doesn't feel like that could possibly work, does it? Because I mean, if that sum is 10, then it's broken, and if that sum isn't 10, then it's broken. Oh, right. So you can do you can do you have to do so basically the point is as soon as you extend these sums in, the world breaks horribly. So you can't do that. And so instead you must do this, and since these two are the same, this digit's definitely even. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 for what that is worth. German whisper low, if you will. Yeah, that works. What is this orange line? Is the orange line just a parody, or sorry, just a palindrome? No, it's a Dutch whisper. Okay, it's a Dutch whisper. I see. Okay, so we've got a cell marked 1, 2, 3, 4, which almost always means I'm supposed to think something about the German whispers, but I do not know. Okay. So these three have the same sum as these three, of course. Oh, okay. So the palindrome just takes care of the region sum line. The region sum line effectively has no additional rules because it's equating 3-cell lines to 3-cell lines. Uh, Oh, right. It's not quite true because we are still saying that those are equal. Right. So yeah, so we still need that those are equal. But as soon as we get that those are equal, then it is all going to follow, right? But you need one more additional equality. Okay. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this German whispers. These are a little less, or a little too bendy. Like people are trying to like do pieces of this thing into like box 2 or whatever, which almost but not quite works, I think. Uh, 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 oh, you are trying box 4. So you wanted like these get pushed into those 4 cells. There's a digit on the region sum line 5 times. These two are the same digit. I mean, I'm almost tempted to try and use the fact that these 4 digits are the same as these 4 digits. I guess this digit specifically, it's the same as that digit, so it's actually one of those two specifically. For what it is worth. We could try low-high coloring our German whisper line. I don't know how likely it is to be useful. It doesn't seem useful. Do I know this isn't on the German Whisper, or that it is on the German Whisper? I don't think I know if it is or not. But I could be wrong. Oh, I see. Great, because it's that, and so it goes up here, except it sees those two. So yeah, so we actually have an actual ketchuping moment. These 2 digits are that digit, because that digit we know can't possibly do that. And so then if we carry that forward into this cell, orange, now we know where it goes, because as previously noted, orange is one of these 4 cells, but orange isn't red, and so orange is there. And so orange is in one of these 2 cells in particular. And of course, orange and red are opposite parities. I don't know that that helps a whole lot. Red is in one of these 3 cells. Not that one, actually, because if red was there, it would get mirrored over there. So one of these 2 is red, actually, exactly. One of these... Oh, I guess it's one of those 3 is red. Yeah, the like trying to get this sort of like I guess I know that if I look at red and orange in this box, they can't go in any of those spots, so they're just in these 4. I know that this cell is neither orange nor red, funnily enough. Can I possibly do anything with where orange goes in this box? I don't think so. like this definitely feels like this was what we were supposed to be doing. I'm just trying to figure out what is our next uh, evolution of this. Can place row 5, column 1 in box 1. I'll take you up on that. Okay, so it's not going in any of those cells. Right, sorry. It is also there. So it's not going in any of those cells, and it sees the middle one there, and it also sees that one there. So yeah, so it's there. Okay, that's very, very plausibly useful. What about in box 5? So in box 5, we know it goes in one of these two, I guess, is what we know. People want to color digits. That feels so like 2022 era Sudoku pad, but if people really want, we can do this. Let's see. Okay, we'll just do that. And I agree it is actually placed in box 5 because the blue circle we know does not go on this this line. It doesn't go there, and it can't go here because it would mirror over there. So that's blue as well. We do know that blue isn't 5 for what it's worth. Not the most potent of deductions. Let's see, blue is over there somewhere. Right. And now red in box 5 is placed because of that blue, right? So now this is red. And so now red is over down here somewhere, but not there or there. So yeah, so now red is here because here and here see those reds in this box. Orange in column 5 is a good point. So orange can't go on here because those cells are in a box with orange. Orange we know isn't on the whisper, so orange goes in one of these 3, but it sees those 2, so that's orange. Agree. Row 3, column 8 is a new color. We'll go ahead and give it a color. It can turn out to be 5. Can I do anything with it if I do make it a new color? That is a question. So I know it shows up on the whisper. It doesn't show up there or there, so it doesn't show up there. And it doesn't show up there, so it doesn't show up there. So we actually know that our green is in one of those 2 spots. I don't know if that helps. I do agree it is not 5. Can place it in row 1. Right, all right. I guess row 2 or box 2 is easier for me because we said it's in one of these 2 cells. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. No, box 2. We said it's definitely in one of those 2. It's over there. It's looking up, so that's green. One of these 2 is green and one of these 2 is green. Uh, oh, do we want to give this a? Do we want to grant this a color? Uh, we can grant this a color if we are so inclined. Yeah, because it's that one. Because it's not on the whisper, so it's also not on the whisper. And so it's one of these two. It's one of those two. So it's over there somewhere. Uh, Not the 10 line tip. Right, right. Sorry. Yeah, right. So over here, right, it sees that cell. Uh, right. So it's actually placed, right, because of the fact that it sees that side of this, right. So the purple is actually there. So one of these three is purple. That one, I think, reflects there. So I think that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, this digit. Do I know that this digit is new? I do know that this digit is new. Because it sees every color we already have. And so I know that yellow doesn't go here because that cell sees yellow, so yellow in fact goes there. Yeah, one of those is yellow. One of these is yellow. One of these is yellow. Uh, so there is a yellow and a purple in here. I don't think I know very much about it though. Let's see. That cell for 5. It's that cell. Yeah, who does? Uh, uh, can I place this digit in box 5? Because that digit I know can't be those two or those two. And it's not yellow. Yeah, this digit is just the end of the palindrome, right? I think all of these are the same digit, right? If I did that correctly, yeah, I think I believe that. Uh, no, no, I don't. I think I screwed it up. No, I think this. Sorry, I think I counted the same things twice. I think it could go next to yellow or in the tip. Uh, oh, it can't go in the tip for a kind of funny reason. Uh, which is that if it went in the tip, uh, it would be if this digit was that digit, it would be that digit, which is that digit. Uh, so anyway, this digit is getting its own color. Uh, it can be brown. And so I have said brown is not this digit because if so, there would be two browns in the box. So that digit is brown, which means that digit is brown. And it looks like we're doing a Choco Banana puzzle here. So there's a brown over down there. Oh, brown could be orange. Oh, you're right. Brown could be orange. Never mind. Totally right. Brown could be orange. Unfortunate. Uh, row 9, column 7. let me do red in box 4 first. Yeah, red in box 4 isn't that digit, so it isn't that digit. So red in box 4 is there. I agree with that. So then let's do this is the same as that. And these are not any of our existing colors. Not green, orange, or red, or purple, or yellow, or blue. Yep, this is a new color. So it's in one of those two cells for sure, just in this row. Oh, red in box 6. Right, can that possibly be red? I don't think it can, because I think it mirrors to there. So I think red in box 6 is here. So one of those two is red. Let's see. These two are the same, but I don't know if it's orange or not. Oh, I do know if it's orange or not. It is orange. Right? Sorry, now maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, no, I'm thinking about where orange goes in this column. No, it's not orange, because orange in column 3 definitely goes in one of these 3 cells. Because of the fact that this cell, aka this cell's not orange. So this is not orange. And it's not brown either. So this can be another color. I think this is a new... we'll bring back the much beloved human flesh color. It's not there. Okay. So this pinkish fleshish color, yeah, in column 3 is there. In this box, it's in one of those two places. Oh, I should palindrome the flesh. Right. So yeah, so that goes there. So it's over here somewhere. Could it possibly be there? It would reflect to there. It probably is. Green in box 1 now. I haven't cheated and assumed anything isn't green that I don't know isn't green. I don't think so. I think this just is green now. And so that gets mirrored over to there. We can flesh our way into box 2. And then into box 3. And now... Oh, not quite into box 4, sadly. I don't think. Okay, and these two are as of yet undefined colors, right? Doesn't it have to be a new color because we've colored all 7 colors in box 1? Oh, no, we have 8 colors. Sorry, we have brown in box 1, right? One of them is brown, sorry. So one of these is brown and one of them is the other color. To be named at a later date and time. Steve. It will be named Steve. Let's see. One of these is red. I see that there are lots of colors that this cell can't be. Maybe I should do that for like this. It's Like if I look at this, this definitely is a color we know, but it's not one of those three. Oh, because this is roped, right? These 3 rows are roped. So yeah, this is yellow, blue, but it's not blue either because it reflects to there. So this is only yellow or purple. But that doesn't feel that useful. Oh, right. Sorry, it's not purple by Pounder. Sorry, let me do that again. These two are the same color. It's one of these 6 colors because it goes in one of these 6 cells in box 1. But by row 1, it's not any of those. And then by looking at this in the column, it's not blue. In the row, it's not purple. So therefore, these 2 cells are yellow. And not imposter yellow, regular, pure, honest yellow. So regular, pure, honest yellow goes there. Yep. And so, right, Emma points out one of these 2 is brown, so neither of these are brown, so therefore this is brown. And therefore one of these 2 is brown, but who knows which? I do not know. Oh, but I can probably... Oh, no, I've already mirrored that, apparently. Yeah, row 1, 2, 3, rope. Blue in box 2 is placed. I agree with that. Okay, and now it ropes, so that means this is purple. Which means... right, this is the unnamed color. Which shall be very light blue. And so the very light blue goes here. Oops, sorry. The brown goes here. Yes, Steve. Sorry, Steve. Yes. Steve goes here. I would really love it if the built-in color palette had 9 very visually distinct colors that were not shades of gray, and then 3 shades of gray, because I acknowledge the need for shades of gray as well in puzzle solving. But yes, so Steve over here. Let's see that. So yeah, one of these 2 is purple. 50 of them? Yeah. There we go. Let's see. If you consider row 7 and 8 in column 7 in box 6, it's those. Then you know they can't both go on the region sum line, because if they did, brown would be green. So one of them is flesh, and we know which one is the point. It is this one, which mirrors to there. So that makes sense. I am just an innocent angel. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Oh, there's one more flesh in the grid, and it seems to go there. Right. Green in row 4, because green is either high or low, and it's not there. Because that's the opposite high-lowity of green. We don't get to talk about the high-lowity of green very often in the stream. For assorted Casey-related reasons. Okay, so one of these is green. these two is green. Oh, yeah, I guess this cell, if it were Steve, would reflect here, where we know it doesn't go. So this cell isn't Steve. That cell's not Steve. We know one of these two is Steve, I suppose. These are a Steve Brown pair. I might as well mark these as a Steve Brown pair just for my sanity. Uh, uh, right. So this needs to be one of the colors, is D-Web's point, and it's not Steve. It's not flesh, so it's got to be yellow. Not imposter yellow, regular yellow. So that's yellow. Very good. That was nice. Yeah, it had to be one of these three, and we knew which one it was by careful examination of the data before us. Let's see. One of these two is red. Blue in box 6 is now here, which makes this cell Steve. Yeah, one of these is... I guess I don't quite know, do I? That tells us the German Whisper parody of Steve. Yes, excellent. Steve goes here. Perfect. Yes. Steve, we have to respect Steve's high-lowity. So we'll do that. So Steve goes here by Steve Doku. And now Brown goes here by Brown Doku, I suppose. Let's see. This is now Steve. This is now something. Green, I believe, is the color we don't have yet. This is now one of the colors we don't have. I mean, it's the only color we don't have, which is orange, I believe. You love what Steve has done with the place. Excellent. Steve in box 9. Yes, Steve in box 9. Steve is very comfortable there in box 9. Oh, right. The green also goes along the 10 line. So green is low. Haha. Excellent. Because now green, we have now placed a digit somewhere. We can also place green over here. Let's see. One of these two is red. I still don't know which one. I do know that all of these are 1, 2, 3, 4 for what it's worth. And so all of these are 6, 7, 8, 9 for what it's worth. Orange in box 6, good. And now the worst part of the puzzle, figure out what color you don't have yet. It is... So Steve is high, typical Steve. Let's see. Purple, good. That's one of the best colors. Let's see. What about this cell now? Green. No, not green. Let's see. It's sure one of them. Dark blue. Thank you. And then this one is now. Oh, let's see. This was roped, right? This is purple. So one of these two is purple, and I don't know which one. One of these two is blue, and I do know which one, which then tells me which one is purple. And then these two now definitely include a red. We might possibly be grateful this chat is separate from the other Sudoku constraint with our impressionable undergrads. Yeah, I do sometimes wonder how often some of my undergrads definitely watch this stream, but it tends to be the ones who should ? Okay, let's see. So what do we have here? Flesh yellow. This is the blue again. Scanning colors is hard. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, we still need a brown, and we also need an orange. So these are a brown-orange pair. Oh, excellent. And then this is red, orange, and brown. So this is orange, and then these are red, brown. Actually, these are pretty good color combinations. You could sell furniture in these color combinations. Okay, and we know somehow we don't know. We know that. Okay, so let's go with it. This is high, so this is low. So that's actually a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, if you like. Because of this. So everything else is kind of high-ish. Oh, these are orange and red. I didn't even know. I thought I'd finished coloring everything. I think I would also eat a candy bar in these colors. Yeah, we've got some colors we're gonna have to actually think a bit to resolve, which is el terrible. Let's see. We've got to put a 5 in one of these cells. You bid on the new Sudoku cotton quilt? Yes, perfect. Okay, well, green. Yeah, right. Yeah. So the question is, which of these can actually be 4? And the answer is not those two. And ergo, one of these two is 4. Now I'm being told blue can't be 4, but I'm not sure I see why blue can't be 4 right away. Yeah, flesh can't be 6 is certainly true, nor can Steve be 6. So there. Oh, right. Okay, yes, right. So since flesh can't be 6, blue can't be 4, right? Because of this box. Okay, and so now blue's not 4, and so now brown is 4, and we have our first digit in the grid. Well, kind of. Sorry, we have it in some places. There's some 4s. And we can bring out Zach for the 4 dance. He's been waiting for a long time off stage. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Oh, there's another 4 over here. So there's no 4s there. Waiting for a long time, indeed. Okay, so 4 is next to 9. So Steve is 9. Or in other words, we have a naked single Steve, I think people have been waiting to say. There we go. We can clean that up a little bit. Okay, so flesh isn't 9, so blue isn't 1. Blue isn't 1. Okay, flesh is 7 or 8, blue is 2 or 3. Green is something. Somehow like this is going to be what resolves the last chunk of things. Amazing. Okay, so right. This digit is not 2. I agree. Flesh is not 6. I haven't done the best possible job of keeping up with all of my things. I've tried to keep it box 5 at least. I've tried to keep up to date everything that I know about everything. I guess I know that red and orange are opposite parities. Does that tell me anything, given that these are a triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think so quite. I just know that they're opposite parities. Orange is not 5. How do I know that orange isn't 5? Column 7. Let's see, I do know that 9 plus green equals 4 plus flesh. So 4 plus flesh is 11 or 12. So that makes green also 2 or 3, right? Let's just do this region sum line piece. Because the yellows cancel, so these two have the same sum. And these two either add to 11 or 12. So that means this is a 2 or a 3, right? So that actually tells us that it is yellow that is 1. We'll grab all the yellows. Or all but like 1 or 2 of the yellows, so chat can be engaged. Let's see. So no 1s there, which now means that's not an 8. Not a 1 there. Let's see. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, so now, this is a 7, 8. Wait, I'm very confused by what AFK is doing. I feel like this just works either way now. Oh, right, but these two add to 10 is the point. That's I think the thing that AFK knows that I don't. Possibly. Maybe not. I can't quite make sense of it yet. Yeah, I guess this can't be 5 anymore because that would require this be a 1 or a 9 by Dutch Whispers. Uh, agree with that. So, this is like 2, 3, 4 only, right? So it's definitely brown, right? Because orange is not 2, 3, 4. So, this is brown. This isn't, which means this isn't orange, this isn't red, and this isn't red, so this is not brown. And so now looking at the things I know about red in the two different places, we now know red is 6. And so now green is 2. Blue is 3. Flesh is 7. Purple is 8. Oh, right. Now I can double click, actually. So orange is 5. And brown is the other one. Brown is 4. Apparently I filled in a 4 some places, but not all of them. Oh, apparently I filled in an 8 some places, but not all of them. Yeah, that was quite a cool coloring puzzle. I enjoyed that one. And I do think palindromes are like one of the shallowest mechanics generally, but it's one of those things where you do few enough of them, then you get this. And this is a very cool way of putting this all together. Like this is like 0th law of chromodynamics, part 17 or something like that. But this is a very cool this all sort of fits together in one way at the very end kind of puzzle. I liked that a lot. Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick break, though, and come back shortly and do another puzzle. So see everyone in just a moment. Welcome back. We've got an Itrio loop puzzle. I did one of these the other day that I quite enjoyed. So we need to produce a German whisper loop in the grid. The loop may not touch itself, not even diagonally. And the loop acts as a German whispers. And also at least one, which is kind of funny, of the digits on the dot must be on the loop, but it's always exactly 1 because you can't have 2 digits on a white dot or a black dot on a German whispers. Let's start with this digit's not on the German whispers, because if it was, I couldn't turn like this because that would be the loop touching itself, so this would continue like this, and I would now have 2 consecutive digits next to each other along a German whisper line. That's not going to work out so well for us. So that's not on the loop, which means this is. And we have to continue through there. This is also not on the loop for much the same reason. It would immediately go through there now. So this is on the loop, and we actually know the loop does that just to avoid touching stuff. This is definitely not on the loop. Okay. Let's see. And I do know that I have, since it is a loop, I know that the high-lowity respects the sort of checkerboard nature of the grid. So like this, so like all the highlighted cells that are on the snake are the same high-lowity. Let's see. 5 in row 1 is... Oh, right. 5 can't go here either. Okay, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, 5 in row 1 is a very clever spot for Mekti. If this is a 5, this would be a 4 or a 6, which is a problem because 4 and 6 only go next to 1 and 9, which I can't put in both of these cells. So actually, that digit is a 5. And we can bring out Zach for the 5 dance. Boop-boop-ba-doop. Ooh. Boop-boop-ba-doop. Wah. Boop-boop-ba-doop. Wee. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So the German whisper loop definitely doesn't go through the 5. So it goes here. And now if it turns this way, it closes because of the touching itself rule. In fact, actually, if it turns this way, it's already touched itself, I guess. So it goes this way. It definitely doesn't touch this side again of the this thing. This is now out because of the touching. It doesn't even touch itself diagonally, so that's also out as these things go. Okay. Right. If it came here, then it would touch diagonally and it would have to close. Right. That one's always tricky for me to see. Probably it would be easier for me to see if I actually like made these cells like also green or yellow or something. I might make it a little bit easier just for added visual stimulation. Let's see. Okay, so maybe I should ask where 4 and 6 are in this row because none of those cells can be 4, 6. These can't be 4, 6. So the 4 and 6 in row 1 actually are over here. So this digit's definitely a 4 or a 6 if you look at it. Because I can't put 4 and 6 on a black dot. And so as a 4, 6, it's next to a 3, 7. Because if it were next to a 5, that would cause all kinds of problems that I don't think I need to go into too much. So this is a 3, 7 with a 1, 9, 2, 8 sort of business. If I wanted to sort of subcolor this, I could do that as well. Like these are the opposite colors. Let's see. Okay, so this is a 2, 8 or a 1, 9 because it's these are the 3, 7 and the 4, 6 of their color. So this is a 1, 9 or a 2, 8. Bye, Missing Deck. Have a great day. Great talking to you earlier. I'll happily chat with you later sometime this week if you would like. So this is the other 1, 2, 8, 9. I agree. Okay, so I'm told that 3, 6 on this black dot is bad. Yes, it is bad because if this is 3, 6, it doesn't even matter the order. The problem is that if this dot is this dot always has a 3 or a 6 on it is a great way to phrase it for Carl. Yeah, the so yeah. You could actually do it the other way too, which is what some other people in chat did, which is if this is 3-4, it breaks every way of thinking about the black dot. But anyway, this doesn't have a 6 on it, and ergo that's a 6 and a 7, which makes that a 3. Let's see, that makes these actually 1, 2, this actually an 8, 9, that actually an 8, 9. This a 1, 2, or 4, I suppose. 4 seems tricky, but who knows. This is a 2, 4, 8. What digits have I not placed yet? There's a there's a 3 over here, right? Because I haven't talked about 3 in this row at all yet. So now, right, we can place this 3 using our checkerboard logic, because there's a 3 over here by Sudoku in one of these, but if I sort of carry along the low digits through this checkerboard pattern on the grid, that digit's always the one that's the 3. And so this digit is a 2 or a 4. This is an 8 or a 9. This is an 8 or a 9. Which of 8 and 9 is more likely to appear on a black dot? In my experience, it's the 8. Just vibes, but we'll make do. So we've got a 2, 4 here. That could be another 9 for sure. This is a 1, 2. This is a 7 exactly because it can't be a 6. So that's a 1, 2. So one of these is a 1, 2, and the other is the 6. Oh, in fact, this one's the 6 because there's a 1, 2 pair in the row. Row 1 should probably have a 1. I suppose it can have 1. I won't be that stingy. Okay. Okay, so this is high, and it's not an 8 or a 6, so this is a 7 or a 9 only. If it's a 7, it has to go straight down and make a 1. Let's see, what are these digits? One of them is a 5. One of them's a 4. Oh, that one's a 4 specifically, actually. And the other is a 6. Okay, well, this is now off the loop, because now if this loop comes here, it needs to connect a 2 to a 5 or a 6, which you could do with a Dutch whisper, but not the German flavor. And so we come over here, and now this is a 7 or a 9 as well, right? Yep, this is also a 7 or a 9. And so now these can't connect, because if they do, I would have to put a low digit between them, but I don't have a low digit available at all. So these bend down. And now these are low digits. Yeah, this is a naked 5. That's fair. These are low digits that aren't 2 or 4, so they're 1 and 3. This is the other thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8. A weird thing to not use, but whatever. This digit's an 8 that's probably on the loop, but it doesn't have to be, I suppose. Let's see. I feel like through setting, I don't know, approximately 800,000 of these, Itch.io has become really adept at making these puzzles incredibly, incredibly smooth. Let's see. It's 2. What's to connect to a 7, an 8, or a 9? Sure. If this is a 4, that would be a 9. That doesn't look like that would go well, but I can't quite make it out. Let's see. What are we supposed to see from here, though, Itch.io? What do you have in store? Well, this is definitely from 1, 2, 4, 8. I guess I can say that much. Okay, if both of these came down, it would be 2 digits that would have to both be high. But but I don't think that breaks immediately that I'm able to tell. Uh, uh, let's see, Nemafish says this isn't loop. Could I not do something like that and get around here? Uh, okay, so if this digit is on the loop, it's low, so it would have to be uh, a 1 or a 4, and 1 doesn't work because we would put a 2 here, and 4 doesn't work because it actually sees a 4, right? So this is not on the loop. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, uh so yeah, so this sees, let me say that better though. This cell would be low if it was on the loop because of checkerboard, and it sees 2, 3, 4. So it can only possibly be 1 if it's on the loop, which would place a 2 here, which clashes. So in fact, that cell's definitely on the loop. The loop can't come this way because then it definitely touches itself in an inappropriate way. So we can continue our looping down here. So this is an 8, 9. This is a 3, 4. Except this could never be a 4 regardless, because it's either turning that way or going down, and both ways would put 2 9s in an inappropriate disposition. Okay, this digit's high, so it's a 7 or an 8, just based on checkerboard stuff. So this is a 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's not an 8. Oh, it can't be a 9 either, because if this is a 9, that would be an 8, which would make that a nothing. So this is, in fact, a 6 or a 7, with a 7 or an 8. I think you mean row 9, column 8, right? Row 9, column 8, if it was on the loop, would be a 4, because it's the only low digit available. And there's no way it can connect to 2 cells. And so this can't be on the loop either. And now this cell being on the loop is a problem because it would force that kind of naughtiness. So this is on the loop. Okay, yeah, you were making a sophisticated argument. I see. Okay, so this is 1 or 2. And so this is also 1 or 2, funnily enough, because it's a white dot digit with 1 or 2. The loop definitely continues this way, because if it didn't continue this way, we have this whole 2 out of 3 argument that it goes that way, and that loop touches itself. So that's always on the loop. So this is also a 7, 8. So that's a 7, 8 pair in this column, which immediately rules that off the loop because there are no high digits left that it could possibly be. Let's see. Right. This being on the loop would now touch that piece diagonally. Carl points out that's not allowed, so this is not on the loop, which means my loop goes this way. So this is 8 or 9. Let's see. Can I do a similar thing with like this cell? Yeah, if this cell was on the loop, it would be a 6 or a 7. Which I guess is just barely okay in about 16 different directions. These are 4, 6. Uh, if these connect, that's a 1, but that seems okay to me. If this goes down, that's a 3. Also seems okay to me. Right. If this is blue, it causes a problem, points out Carl, because if this is blue, it forces this to curl around this corner and wriggle around itself, which we can't do. So this is, in fact, yellow. And then because of the diagonal touching, we're forcing that, which actually gets us a lot of blue into the grid. In fact, that also carries that with it. Okay, and in fact, this can't go up because if it goes up from here, the loop closes. So the loop, in fact, comes this way. That now can't be loop because if it is, the loop closes. So now actually this loop closes up here. We can resolve that piece. The loop can come over here like that. Okay, so this is 7 or 9. Which actually gives us a 7, 8, 9 triple in the row, making that, funnily enough, a 6, which is only adjacent to 7, which makes that a 9 and an 8, and an 8 and a 9. This is only a 1. This is a 1 or a 2. That is not an 8. That's not a 1. In fact, there's no 1 on this anymore because if there was a 1 on it, it would break this 1, 2 cell. Let's see. There's definitely a 4 on it for whatever that is worth. Okay, so 7 here doesn't work, funnily enough, because if there's a 7 here, it puts a 1 and a 2 vertically, which works very nicely in breaking this. I like that a lot. Okay, so that's a 9 and a 7. That's a beautiful synergy between sort of Sudoku and Sudoku geometry about caring about columns and normal geometry or whatever. Oh, by the way, we do know the snake does this. That we know. Okay. So, oh, the snake had better not come here because this is a naked, not high. That's a problem. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are gone. So this has to go, we have to wriggle this way. If we touch this, then the loop closes by the fact that it touches one of the black dot cells without touching this white dot. So we can't do that. So we have to go here in some way, shape, or form. We definitely now can't take that cell. So we have to take that cell and that cell. And again, we can't close the snake. Okay, so we can continue down here. Okay, so now this is an 8, and that's a 4 because it needs to be high. This is a 2, and that's a 1, 4, and a 2 up there. Let's see, this is yellow. We know we wriggle this way through this passageway. This is a 2 or a 3. If we go that way, it doesn't work. Yeah. This cell, if it was on the snake, would be a 6 because it sees 7, 8, and 9. So we can't do that. Not closing the snake because we need to go through this white dot at least once somewhere. And we would not have if we closed the snake up here. So we come down here, and now this is a naked 9. Okay, let's see. This cell, by the way, if this is on the snake, it's low. And if this is on the snake, it's high. Let's see. Oh, okay. This, why don't I actually just fill in the cells that actually are on the snake? These are high. That is a 7, 8, 9. This is a 2, 3. This is a 7, 9. Ah, yes. This, if we come here, then that becomes a 4. Oh, no, that just doesn't work. If we come here, that becomes a 4, but then that makes that a 9, but that clashes with all kinds of 9s. So that's not going to do it. So we can't come here. That area is just off limits. So we have to come here, which means we don't come here, which means we do come here. And now I can't come here because that forces the sort of curling effect that we've previously noted. So we can do that. So we come down here. Okay, this is now a 1, 2, 3, but that's a 1, 2, 3 triple in the row, making that a 4 and a 3 and a 9 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. We do continue down here, so this is now an 8 is the only thing it can be. So that's a 7. Let's see. This would be a 1 if we did that. Otherwise, we'd come down here, but we'd run into the problem that the things left in the column are 5 and 6, and we can't put a 5 or a 6 next to an 8 on a German whisper loop. So we can finish our loop-de-loop. This is a 1 only because it's low and it's not 2, 3, or 4. And then we Sudoku. In this row, we need a 3, which goes there, and a 5, which goes there. In this box, we need a 4, 6, and 8. That's the 8. These are the 4, 6, and we can even do that. In this row, we need a 5 and a 7. And yep, we sure do. Oh, apparently this one can't be a 7. Who knew? Oh, it's because of the 7 that's hiding under there. Got it. 1, 2, 3. These are 4 and 8. That one's the 4. That one's... Oh, it's not 8. Well, that's still the 4, regardless of my inability to figure out that this is a 9, maybe. 5, 6. Let's see. That's a 7. Let's see. These are a 3 and a 5. Let's see. These are 3, 5, 6. 6, 5, 3. Let's see. This is also a 3, 5, giving us a pair in the row if we're into that kind of thing. I don't know if we are around here. We'll find out. Okay, let's see. What about this row? 1, 2, 3, 4. We still need the 5. The 6 and the 7 again. Okay, so that's the 7. We've got some more 5, 6 pairs floating around. So in this column, we need only a 9. In this column, we need another 5, 6, but the 3, 5 pair sorts out that the 5, 6 is a 6, which is presumably going to cause immeasurable harm to the rest of the grid. 3, 6, 5, 3, 5. Okay, so one of these is a 2. One of them is 7. Let's see. One of these is a 3, and one of them's a 4. One of these is a 1. One's an 8. Beautiful, beautiful puzzle. I think by rule we must be able to measure any harm done to a Sudoku grid given its finite nature. That's possible. That's possible. If you just think about it, a blank Sudoku grid, I guess there are, like, if you just like total the number of candidates, there are 8 times 81 too many candidates. And then once it's solved, there are no too many candidates. And so if you just take it as a proportion of 9 to the 81st power divided by minus 81, then you can measure the damage inflicted as a percent. Probably you'd want to take the log of that, though, because of the way that puzzles solve. Like, otherwise you're like really talking about like basically once you've put in a few numbers, you've done 99% of the harm. So I think a log would be appropriate, but I think if I were to actually quantify the damage done to a grid by a deduction or a clue or whatever, I would take that total. Uh, anyway, uh, huge thank you to everyone for hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed that. Welcome to the new folks from the SudokuCon stream. I know every time we do a SudokuCon stream, we get a few new regulars. So welcome to future regulars who will enjoy such things as Coloring Steve and flesh-colored colorings and other delightful Zeta atrocities. So thank you for hanging out. I'll see everyone next week. I do put out an Invitation to Puzzles video 3 days a week. By I do, I mean I record them and then Tristan puts them out. The loop has no 4s or 6s. That is cruel and unusual. So if you would like, you can check the channel and you can view those. And I've also been playing Talos Principle and Silk Song, so if you want to see playthroughs of those with me as well, you can see that. And I've got a bunch of other games that I have played in the past. I think I'm probably going to be done with Silk Song soon because I have not recorded it for a bit, and I am a little bit afraid when I go back to record Silk Song, I'm going to try and beat the boss I was on and be like, wait, what was the jump button again? And it is going to end very badly, but we'll see. I might be able to, I'm hoping to get to the end of Act 2, but I'm not 100% confident in my ability to measure that up. But anyway, Talos Principle 2 has been a lot of fun, by the way. I've really enjoyed that one, despite... as is often the case, I have complaints, but the game overall is very good. In general, what I always tell people is if the complaints about something are specific, that means that it's pretty good overall because you can identify the things that are wrong. If something is bad, then it's just bad, and it's not like there's anything specific that is wrong with it. So There are a few things with Talos Principle that I feel like I point out every time I come across them. But overall, the game is very fun. And I haven't yet successfully romanced Yakut, but we're going to get there. It's going to happen. Alrighty. So thank you, everyone. Last but not least, thank you to the Turbines, Daniel, David, Franco, Nell, Nordy, Plonk Time, Wario, and Paulfly. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.